Alright guys, I'm back going over document A of the packet talking about Macbeth, who's in control. So document A says, Macbeth, thou shalt be king. So you know from the beginning that this article or this document is going to be talking about Macbeth. So I'm going to get it ready to mark up. Okay. So the first thing you want to know, please make sure you always read the story notes. They will help you. Reading the story notes give you a little bit of information as well, and you sometimes might use those inside of your documents or when you're writing. After winning, so story note 1 up here says, after winning a battle against enemies of King Duncan, Macbeth, the Thane of Glamis, and his friend Banquo, they meet 3 witches who call themselves the Weird Sisters. According to Old English mythology, the Weird Sisters are goddesses of destiny or fate. Moments later, 2 Scottish noblemen, Ross and Angus, arrive with news from King Duncan. So you see here that they are called not just the witches, they are also called the Weird Sisters. Right? So when this thing at the bottom asks you, this question says, what is another name for the 3 witches? You see that they're also the Weird Sisters. And then according to old mythology, you see that they are also known as goddesses of destiny or fate. All right, so then you go into their first meeting with Macbeth, and Macbeth says, speak if you can, what are you? First witch, all hail Macbeth, hail to thee, Thane of Glamis. Second witch, all hail Macbeth, hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor. Third witch, all hail Macbeth, thou shalt be king hereafter. And then Macbeth, stay, you imperfect speakers, tell me more. The witches vanish, and then Ross and Angus enter. Angus says, we are set to give thee from our royal master thanks. Ross says, he bade me from him call thee Thane of Cawdor. Macbeth aside says, Glamis and Thane of Cawdor? If chance will make me king, what chance may crown me without my stir? So basically what happened up here is the witches predict that Macbeth will, or that he is currently Thane of Glamis, and he will now be Thane of Cawdor. And he doesn't know that there's been a battle and King Duncan has already given him this title. So when Angus and Ross come in, and Ross says, you are now the Thane of Cawdor, Macbeth starts to think, oh, the witch's prophecies are coming true. So now he's thinking, I'm Thane of Cawdor, so now I may become king as well. So that starts his whole ambitious nature. The next one right here, it says, after receiving his new title, Macbeth is brought to King Duncan, the Prince of Cumberland, and it's the title given to the heir to the throne. So Duncan here says, we establish our estate upon our eldest Malcolm, whom we name hereafter the Prince of Cumberland. So right here, Malcolm should be the heir. But you know what happens, Macbeth messes with that. And if you ever mess up the chain of being, then chaos ensues. And you see the chaos ensue with Macbeth and all the killing. So then Macbeth says, the Prince of Cumberland, that is a step on which I must fall down or else overleap. For in my way it lies. Stars, hide your fires. Let not the light see my black deep desires. So it's showing you that his desire is to be king. So that's going to lead to his downfall. All right, so looking at the bottom right here, the questions then. And it's questions where you analyze the document. I'm going to flip over to the answer key and we'll go over them that way. Now, obviously, if you can't go as fast as me reading, you can always pause the documents and you can write them down if you need to. All right, so on your documents, again, for those that get confused easily, I'm answering these right here at the bottom. These right here at the bottom are what I'm fixing to answer by flipping here. All right, so looking over here at your document, I'm gonna make sure I can do it. It says, What is another name for the three witches according to Old English mythology? Who are they? So again, I already told you this. It was the three witches are also called the Weird Sisters, and they are the Anglo-Saxon goddesses of destiny and fate. Okay? And then it goes in and it tells you by what three titles do the witches hail Macbeth immediately afterwards. Which of these titles is given? Let me see if I can minimize that. All right. So the witches hail Macbeth as Thane of Glamis, the title he already holds. Then they give him Thane of Cawdor and King immediately after the witches vanish. Macbeth is given the title of Thane of Cawdor. So then it goes into who is named the Prince of Cumberland. And what does it mean? It's King Duncan's son Malcolm, which is who it should be. And he's named the Prince of Cumberland. And it just means that he is going to succeed Duncan as the king. He's going to one day be the king because he's the oldest son. Number 4, in the stage directions, aside means that the character is speaking thoughts that others are not meant to hear. Why do you think Macbeth's reactions are asides? I mean, obviously, just like common sense here, he don't want the king to know that he wants to become king and to kill people to get that. So in the asides, Macbeth thinks about his chances of becoming king. He doesn't want others to know he's thinking this way. So like, if you're planning on becoming king and taking Malcolm out in the process, it's probably a good thing not to tell everybody. Then number 5 says, what evidence is there in this document that the Weird Sisters are in control of future events? This number question is kind of guiding you in for the essay, because it talks about what shows you that the Weird Sisters are in control of future events. That comes in play when you write the paragraph about the Weird Sisters in the bucket. So it says the Weird Sisters are the goddesses of destiny, giving them control over the fates of mankind. They call Macbeth the Thane of Cawdor moments before he's given the title, making it seem that they are in control of what will happen. When Macbeth says, "Chance may crown me without my stir," he is voicing his hope that the Weird Sisters' prophecy that he will be king will come true without his having to do anything. And number 6, what evidence is there in this document that Macbeth is in control of future events? So again, this is leading you to the body paragraph about Macbeth being in control of human events. So if you do a paragraph on him, this is the answer. It says Macbeth starts thinking about becoming king immediately after the Cawdor prophecy comes true. It is possible that he has had such ambitious thoughts even before the witches' prophecies. In the following scene, he seems prepared to murder Malcolm after Malcolm is named the Prince of Cumberland, saying Malcolm lies in his way, and that he has black and deep desires. The fact that all of his thoughts are expressed as asides reinforces the idea that Macbeth is already headed towards committing treasonous acts. So each one of these documents you will use inside of your essay. It's guiding you through, and if you had done more than this, at this point you would just be annotating the text and not have the questions that kind of guide you to the answer or the argument for your essay. But since this is the first one you've done with me, and unfortunately you're not in class with me, you have the questions that are trying to guide you and make sure you're reading the information. So if you're looking at document A, this is document A. These are the answers. I will later on post document B for you and go over it.